First of all, welcome back. It's good to have you back.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a little while, and I hope I'm back for good.
Tell us what it was like, what you went through, and how you feel today.
Well, I yeah, I would say that it started from last year when my father passed away. Um, you know, once I got back into playing in August and September, um, I really threw myself back into the game, and I kind of put those emotions and those feelings on the back burner.
Yeah.
And the off season was really difficult for me. I was battling being depressed all off season, and just dealing with real life stuff. Baseball is such a beautiful game, and I love what I do. But when I step away from the ballpark, ever since my father's passed away, it's been incredibly difficult. And I had a real hard time during the off season. I don't remember any good days, to be honest with you. Yeah. I remember struggling consistently and dealing with my family and taking care of my mom and my brothers. And I was really looking forward to the upcoming season, this season. And again, once baseball started up, I kind of threw myself into it, kind of put everything on the back burner. Was hoping that baseball would be the necessary distraction to take me away from just all the loneliness and everything I was feeling and all the things I was struggling with in my head. And in May I got sick with the flu, and it was the first break I had had since the beginning of spring training. Yeah. And it was like once I was sick and I had the ear infection, I took some time off. Dusty said to stay away from the team and give yourself some. It was like all the emotions and everything I had been suppressing just crushed me. And I was having a really terrible time in the off season with the panicky and anxiety, and just it's really difficult to describe, but they came to a level I had never dealt with before. And I ended up going to the hospital in San Diego, and all the physical things came back excellent. They said, nothing's wrong with you, go ahead on home. And went back to Cincinnati and tried to play again and thought everything was fine, and bam, it hit me again, and even worse. And I saw doctors again, and they said it was nothing. You had a little problem with your ear. So I thought, okay, I'll get some stuff for that. So I took some medication for that, and I ended up, I got taken out of the game once in San Diego and once in Milwaukee. And that's when I said enough is enough. This is something a little different. And it turns out I saw some doctors, and I was having anxiety and panic attacks. And while the team was away, I had to go to the hospital one night because I had such a panic attack, or a panic attack so strong that I just was in fear for my life. And I was feeling those on the field, and I was really battling against them. And it was a really difficult thing to go through, but being in the middle of them and trying to deal with playing and that whole combination, and it still being somewhat fresh to me, my father's passing has been really difficult.
We've talked about it before, but this game is tough enough to play, to face a 95-mile-an-hour fastball when you're 100%. Yeah. It's scary to do it when you're not.
Yeah, there were some moments where I just couldn't see the world. I couldn't see the game, and I couldn't feel what was going on. I wasn't focused, and that was the easiest part of it. It was when I couldn't breathe, and I felt like I was having a heart attack, and it felt like I just wanted to be taken off the field. That it was really scary, and it was something that I said to Mark Mann, I need to take a step away from the game, and I need to get this solved before I hop on the field again.
At what point did you turn the corner? At what point did you start to feel good about yourself?
Well, I've been seeing some people, and they've been a great help to me. Really taking a step away and discussing what I've been suppressing has been something that's, I think really necessary for me as a person. I think talking about it. I spoke to the team, which was a huge thing for me, because I keep most things to myself because I don't want to burden people with my problems, because everybody has them. But I just talking about it has been the biggest help for me, to be able to let people know, because this is something that a lot of people deal with and a lot of people struggle with, but, I dealt with it in my own way, and I'm doing it in public, so, people don't really understand, and I'm trying to let people understand that I couldn't help it. It was something so overwhelming that the normal version of me couldn't make sense of it and, solve it, if that makes sense,
And this is a team. This is a team game, and I know you were heartened by the way your teammates have responded.
Yeah, I was. It was as important as anything to me, because I see them on a daily basis. I spend 200 days of the year with them. I love the fans' support, but I don't see them every day, and I don't hang out with them and practice with them and go to dinner with them. And it's just these guys are my they're like family during the season.
How about the baseball side of it? How do you feel? You're ready to go? What was the rehab like?
It was fine. As terrible as this sounds, and I never ever want to say this again, but baseball was by far the easiest part. I love what I do, and I expect to do well. But the getting on the field was the most difficult part. Standing out there for 9 innings was the most difficult part, and going down there and hanging out with the younger players, and it was just a breath of fresh air, and it made me feel good, and those guys were real supportive too.
I know that coming to Toronto means something very special to you. This is your hometown, and there was a time where you thought maybe this would put more pressure on you, but I can tell just by looking in your eyes that this is the right place to start.
I think so. I think that speaking to people and getting to see my family and just getting them to come to the game. I'm going to have my brothers in the clubhouse put a uniform on, and you really can't get that in any other city. And I just it happened by chance that this would be my first game back, but I think, like you said, it's a good thing.
As you said, you don't talk to the fans every day. We do, and I talk to coaches and managers and players and other ball clubs.
Yep.
All of them, to a man, wishes you only the best, and they're happy to see you back. You've got a lot of support, not just in your own clubhouse, but throughout the baseball world.
Well, that's good to know. I really, really appreciate that. And some people don't know what's going on, and for them to say, "I don't care. I hope he's doing better, and I wish him the best," means a lot to me.
Go out and have fun tonight.
I'm definitely going to do that.
Good to have you back, Joey.
All right, thanks, George.